Greetings and welcome back everyone. If you like these daily crypto analysis videos, hit the like button and subscribe. Please share these videos with your friends to help the channel grow. I'm CryptoSnake, back again to discuss some Bitcoin analysis. In the previous video, I laid out a possible test of the logarithmic trend line, which is a trend line that has been established back through Bitcoin's history on the logarithmic scale. I also discussed a possible breakdown to the daily Kijun-sen around the 6370. Now my price target for Bitcoin has changed right now because the daily Kijun-sen has ascended on this daily candle, moving in a bullish direction. The price is also currently wedged between the support of the Senkou span and the daily Kijun-sen. I do expect this price to kind of settle around here and possibly ride up through this cloud, as this massive dip has actually found some support on the lower Senkou span and the Kijun-sen is ascending, meaning the price will very likely come up to meet it. Now looking back in the chart at the Chikou span is moving close to the previous short squeeze wick, which led us all the way up to the 6700 level. Now if the Chikou span travels within this candle and continues through, it does mean that we will see some more side trending through this area, which could very well lead us traveling on the bottom of this daily cloud before a potential break up to the top of the cloud to test this upper resistance. Now another option here is that the Chikou span may actually increase in price very heavily, which would also match this lower Senkou span, and actually ride above and over this price point and possibly up into the daily cloud. Now whatever your current mood on the market is, we've almost assuredly broken out into the bull market. This is evident by the candle closing above the previous high, which was around 64.65. This previous pump got all the way up to 6,500 and I still expect it to grow further. Now what's significant about this candle break and breaking this higher high is that we have in fact broken out of the 1 year market cycle of the bear trend where we've been continually posting lower highs. Now one other thing that is supporting us breaking into the bull run right now is the Ichimoku cloud system, which has been descending continually on the way down. It has actually now started to plateau, and what's important to note is this rising green cloud over here. If this continues to rise, it is very bullish, and it does mean that we will very likely break out of this cloud system and move into a more bullish direction, which coincides with the logarithmic trend. Now what would invalidate this bull run right now would be a breakdown below this logarithmic trend line and a candle finishing below. Now it is possible to see a wick through the logarithmic trend line, but if this actually occurs, it would see a very violent opposite reaction in the bullish direction. So the one final test of the bull run right now that I'm waiting for is a bounce off of this logarithmic trend line somewhere around this area, possibly over here, as we break out of the daily cloud, just to confirm that we are in fact using this as the new support. Now back to the technical indicators. Down on the RSI, we're sitting at around 49 with plenty of room to grow on the daily, and I do expect some consolidation and a possible test of the 6600 and 6700 area. Now obviously this technical analysis is open to change with each daily candle posting, but the current movement suggests that we may actually be moving for a bullish TK crossover, which a confirmed TK crossover in the bullish direction would send us on a parabolic incline, possibly to test the top of this cloud. Now do I think we're going to break through this cloud? I think that's very unlikely, and I'll lay out in the rest of the video why, but I do believe that a side trending breakthrough of this cloud is also still possible. Now there are some more concerning factors to this current price movement, which I will outline towards the end of the video. But first, if you would like to join my free Telegram for insights on the market, including Bitcoin, altcoins, and a sneak peek to my personal entries and exits, join t.me/CryptoSnakepit. Links directly to the chat and a link on how to install Telegram, which is a free chat program I use to communicate with my VIPs, in the description below. I've also launched my official Twitter, so follow me at CryptoSnakeVIP to get regular updates. We pulled some savage gains in the VIP last month on leverage trades and altcoins. I've given out a list of hot altcoin positions I plan to ride for the bull run to my VIPs, and I also give out hot altcoin swing positions every week. If you want information on how to get into the VIP group to be part of these trades, the information is also in the description below. Now onto some concerning factors for this Bitcoin movement. Right now down on the 4 hour, we are seeing a bit of bearish movement on the 4 hour with a bearish TK crossover. What is important to note though is that the momentum of this is very gradual. Now the Chikou span back here on the 4 hour is moving underneath the price, which is normally bearish, but it's very close and may actually strike back into the price, indicating ranging. So this is kind of a bearish / neutral kind of indication. Now moving down to the 2 hour chart, what is concerning here is that we have struck through the 2 hour cloud, which means that this 64.27 level will act as resistance, but the Kijun-sen has also started to plateau, indicating a price movement possibly back up, coming through this cloud and breaking out of this cloud. Now working in a more bullish favor right now is that on the 1 hour RSI, we are down in the oversold territory, which coincides with the building of support on the 4 hour. As these RSIs start lowering and the price stays around this area, we're very likely to coil up for a potential breakout. Now moving back to the daily, we are still posting bearish SARs, or stop and reverse indicators, which indicates the overall trend. What I would like to see on this uptrend is a bullish SAR forming down below the price, It is possible to come up here and test this resistance of the SAR indicator and actually flip it on the next candle. So there's still time to break this, and hopefully we will see a bullish SAR in the next coming days. Now what really concerns me about Bitcoin's pump right now is how oversold Bitcoin shorts are. Bitcoin shorts are the measurement of people betting against the market or betting on leverage trading that the market is going to go down. Right now they are heavily oversold, all the way down on the RSI scale at 21. Now I do believe that this is a ticking time bomb for the Bitcoin position, and no matter how high it flies, eventually this will pop and we are going to see a massive dump. However, I do believe that we are going to strike a higher low with this dump. Now if we switch over to the Bitcoin long chart, which is the measurement of people betting that Bitcoin is going to go up with leverage trading, we're still posting bullish SAR dots on the daily. The Kijun-sen has started to plateau, which means it's building some support. And the small dump earlier was a pullback to the daily Kijun-sen as we trend for this daily cloud. A break through this cloud would mean some parabolic movement for Bitcoin. However, it would also mean that we are very likely to become overextended on the daily RSI. Now, if we come up to test this daily RSI, we're very likely to break down from it with a very brutal long squeeze. Now, if we move down to Bitcoin longs on the 4-hour chart, we can see that the RSI actually did spike down for a brief long squeeze and broke us all the way down to the RSI level of 50 to 55, where we're sitting at now. Now normally I would be slightly concerned with the bearish SAR in this position and the descending Kijun-sen, but this is also not the first time that we've seen this. We had a fully descending Kijun-sen here and a bearish SAR, just to have another fake out where the price continued to increase. And since we've rebounded from the bottom of the longs, we have not completed this 4-hour RSI cycle once. So I expect this to become another fake out before continuing upwards to test the daily RSI level. So again, of minor concern right now, I do believe that this will pop massively when Bitcoin gets up to that 6,600 to 6,700 level. And going back to the Bitcoin chart just to showcase this, that would coincide very closely to the resistance of this upper daily cloud. So I think we're going to come up here, possibly test it, and then break down massively. We may break down prior to that, and I will give that alert out to my VIPs as soon as I see it occurring. Now as for the crypto space market cap, we're up to about $214 billion, well above that healthy $200 billion level. We are slightly down from yesterday, losing about $3 billion, and that did affect the altcoin space. Some coins did go rather discount and broke down very slightly, but most of them seem to have recovered. As for the Bitcoin market cap, it's now trending around the 52% level after breaking up from the 51% threshold that it broke down into. Now on to some very interesting news today, again Tether related. Stablecoin wars. Poloniex eliminates USDC trading fees in bid to boost volume. Now what's very interesting about this, and also dangerous for the space right now, is that there are I think about 4 stablecoins right now which are fighting each other. And if you don't know what a stablecoin is, it's basically what you put Bitcoin into to represent the dollar if an exchange doesn't directly go back into the dollar. This is so you can keep your money in cryptocurrency without actually taking out or taking a loss. Now this is obviously very helpful when Bitcoin starts falling, and you don't want to obviously store that in an altcoin, which would also be falling just as much if not more. So what's happening here is that one of these exchanges is essentially getting rid of their exchange fees to try to get more volume into it, as they see Tether has also lost a lot of volume recently and they're seeing an opening there. Now with these stable coins coming into the market, you would think that would be better for the market, but what happens is when people lose faith in those stable coins, they move that money quickly out of Bitcoin and then into another stable coin. Now obviously this creates a massive price fluctuation in the market, and as we saw with the Tether FUD, which helped to jumpstart this bull run, all of that money that came out of that stablecoin flew right back into the market. So if this is happening consistently and people are consistently battling over these stablecoins and basically trying to shame each other and saying, okay, well this one's bad, or incentivizing people to get into these other stablecoins, we're going to see a lot more price fluctuations just from that. So I would say this is mildly concerning for the space right now. Now taking a look at Ethereum, which in the previous video I did believe was going to have a price breakdown to about the 210 level or so, has posted another daily candle with the daily Kijun-sen rising, which is very, very bullish. I no longer believe that we're going to strike down to the 210 level. I believe we're going to find support somewhere around the 211 to the current area, and I am very bullish on Ethereum right now. I believe Ethereum is very likely to come up and test this upper resistance level around 236 before having a breakdown very similar to Bitcoin. On Binance, Ethereum is currently posting some bullish SAR dots or stop and reverse indicators, and Ethereum's Chiku span is above the price and narrowly below this daily cloud. If it can break into this cloud, it's very likely to come up and test this upper resistance level. And if the daily Kijun-sen momentum continues, we are very likely to see a bullish TK crossover on Ethereum as well. But what's important to note is over again on Ethereum USD longs, on the daily, we're actually a lot more overextended on Ethereum than we are on Bitcoin. Ethereum's longs are up at 63 on the daily, which is very, very high. However, down on the 4-hour chart, it's also performing similarly to the way that Bitcoin is performing, with consistent strikes above the 4-hour coming back down to equalize the RSI or relative strength index, and continuing upwards for another strike. So right now Ethereum is also kind of a ticking time bomb for this. Once either of them or both of them get overextended on the daily, one of them is definitely going to be the catalyst for a drop. So whichever one hits the resistance level, either if it's Ethereum hitting up at the 230 level or if it's Bitcoin hitting up at the 67 level, one of them is going to bring down the other. Now taking a look at Litecoin today, which often follows the same pattern as Ethereum and Bitcoin. It is looking rather bullish right now. The daily Kijun-sen is also ascending on Litecoin with bullish SAR indicators down below, or stop and reverse, indicating a bullish trend right now. The Chikou span is currently within the price, indicating a bit of ranging before a potential pullback to the daily Kijun-sen. Right now on the RSI level, we are down at 48 or so, which leaves Litecoin a lot of room to grow within this area. Similarly to Bitcoin and Ethereum, I do expect a test of around the 58.30 mark before any significant breakdown. Obviously, this could happen earlier if Bitcoin or Ethereum break down first. It's very likely to take Litecoin with it, as they do follow each other very closely in the overall trend. Now, Bitcoin's previous pump does look like it took Litecoin with it to test the lower resistance area of the cloud at 56.33. If Litecoin continues to post bullish on the daily Kijun-sen, I could definitely see a test of this underside of this cloud. Breaking this 56.10 level or so would be very, very imperative to actually coming up and testing the upper resistance on the cloud at 58. Now, what's important to note on Litecoin is that the Chikou span is currently within the price, indicating a bit of ranging before coming back to connect with this daily Kijun-sen. It doesn't have a lot of room to grow to meet back with the Kijun-sen, but what's important right now is the overall trend is moving in a bullish direction. Down on the 4-hour chart of Litecoin, we have a very similar bearish TK crossover, which would normally indicate a bearish move, but the Chikou span is just narrowly below the price on Litecoin, which could possibly indicate some ranging. Litecoin is moving through the 4-hour cloud with some support at 51.66 as this is plateauing, and a possible test of 51.66 before breaking up is very likely. Now, if this 4-hour Kijun-sen starts descending, it would very likely mean a break through this level of support. So in order for Litecoin to remain bullish, what you're looking for is a rising Kijun-sen right here, or at the very least a plateauing Kijun-sen. Down on the RSI, Litecoin may actually continue the RSI cycle down to 30 before finding any real support, which would also coincide with this 51.70 level. So just to recap really quick, I do believe that a test of the 58 level is very likely on Litecoin. On Ethereum, a test of around 235 is very likely. And on Bitcoin, a test of around the 6590 is likely. A test of the 6700 is possible. So that's it for today's technical analysis. If you do make any trades today, I wish you luck. Please join me in my free Telegram at t.me/CryptoSnakePit, where I give up-to-the-minute updates on Bitcoin and my personal exits and entries for the private VIP group. Also included is our private VIP chat, where you can chat with many of our experienced Savage traders, get personal technical analysis from me, and answer any questions you might have. This is CryptoSnake, signing off.